18.5?
No, this one's 19. We'll round it up.
19. A short one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to keep this one short.
Because you got to get
back.
somewhere. Where you got to go?
Fucking home. Jake, go ahead and bleep that one out. Yeah, I need to go the French home. Yeah. So Britney Spears implies the existence of Britney Sword. Let that one ruminate. Let that one marinate in your brain. So our new brew review is not going to be a new brew. We're just going to continue to drink sake.
From last episode.
That's all we have. We each have a half glass of sake, which
It's only 13%.
of water. If YouTube's algorithm dictates that alcohol consumption is going to demonetize us. But if it doesn't,
This is all...
then
Look,
it's all water.
yeah, it's a art piece.
It's whatever
You think it might be. Unless you
monetizes
think
this
it's
video.
not monetizable, then you're wrong.
It's the opposite of that if
Yeah.
that's the case.
Let's be honest here. This ain't going up on YouTube.
All right, let's take a gulp for our people. It doesn't smell good.
Gross. Smells like cheap burgers. Tastes like old people. Let's go.
Dude, you'd catch me looking so many old people. That's what it tastes like. I'd sneak up on them. I know the hearing aids off. Fucking creep in. Jake, bleep that out.
Dude, I'm going to have hearing aids soon enough. I realized it's the machine that I work on every day. Like, I scratched my ear in a weird way where I plugged it just enough for like half a second that I could only hear one tone.
Yeah.
And it was this high-pitched fucking squeal.
You didn't pick up on that like the first week?
Yeah, I never, because I have really bad hearing as it is. So like, it just all of a sudden, it was just the fact that I noticed it.
Dude,
And
like the first month was excruciating for me.
I think that's what's making my hearing go away. I'm fucking almost deaf.
That's the only way that you could have survived this long.
Yeah.
I almost required our manager to supply me with earplugs before they were even available in our supply room. Because the high-pitched screeching was so grating my soul.
I mean,
I'll
never have to deal with it again.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose it, you're just done.
No,
right?
starting Monday, I don't have to listen to that sound anymore. And I can go back to wearing hats.
Oh, yeah, you got promoted, dude.
So far, I'm getting promoted.
Yeah, you're in the act of getting promoted.
Yeah, because you're my new boss. It's weird how I'm your co-boss and you're my co-boss, but then you're also my boss at our real job. I
don't think it's weird, but then again, if the roles were reversed, yeah. I'd probably think it was weird.
Right? Like, I don't think it's like bad weird. I just think it's interesting that we're co-bosses of each other.
Yeah.
And then you're just like my boss.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to impact our...
No, I mean, your other employee doesn't listen to you. She doesn't give a fuck what you say, so why should I? No.
That's fair.
We work well together. I think it'll be good for the podcast because ever since we stopped working together, I've really it's like when we every 6 months we are together for like a week and a half.
Yeah, or better. Yeah.
And like our conversations are fucking gold. And that's when we decided to do the podcast is the last time we did that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then like we started the podcast and it just wasn't as good because we started it like a month after we stopped working together. So I think it'll make it even better.
Yeah, I think it'll improve the dynamic for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to tell you about a nightmare that I had.
Oh, take out my horoscope. Let's see what's going on. Let's go on a vision quest.
So I don't get nightmares super often. 99.999% of the time, I don't even remember dreams that I have.
Right.
But to a good story of how my sleep works is one time, again, don't remember the dream that happened, but one time I woke up by smacking my head on my bedside table.
Oh.
Not like I roll over and I hit it. I wish this was on video so the listeners could see, but I'm going to show you what I did. It was this bedside table, but it wasn't on this bed. It was back when I lived with Grandma. I moved this into the studio. and
that's
just
in
at
a
the
different
table.
mailbox location. That
Shut
is
up.
not attached.
So, so I'm laying. It's the same. It was a full. It wasn't a twin. But I'm laying on this bed, right? So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna act it out, and then you can tell because you're better at making words. You can show them what I'm doing. So I'm sleeping, right?
Yeah.
And I go, ah.
So he's laying back, and then all his pecs are included in this, which is impressive, but all of his abdominal muscles contract at once, followed by his left obliques, forcing the front of his skull to careen into the very corner of said bedside table.
No. So you can't, because I'm not actually gonna smack my face on the bedside table. It was, I sat up within like not even a millisecond. This happened.
Yeah.
But the whole action was I sat up, turned, and directly smacked my forehead on the top of the table.
I can't rationalize that.
I can't either.
I don't know what happened there.
So just a prerequisite how my nightmares work and how I wake myself up. Ever since I moved out of my house, moved out of my parents' house, ever since I became an adult, nightmares just wake me up. I used to get nightmares and then I'd wake up in the morning and not care. Like all of a sudden when I hit adulthood, when I have dreams, they're bad dreams and I end up screaming so loud that I wake up.
Jeez.
About a year ago. Yeah, it was actually during quarantine. I was sleeping in the guest room of our apartment so that my wife could get some sleep because she was still working. And I'm sleeping in the guest room. And you know that window in the guest room of my apartment?
Yeah.
I'm laying down, and in my dream, I'm laying down in the guest room bed.
Okay.
And some dude climbs the tree and just starts kind of making his way into the window.
Oh
and
my
legit,
God.
in my dream and out loud, I say this in this accent. Get out of here. Ah!
I love that so much.
And when I go, ah! I wake up. And I laugh so hard, I was almost about to shit my pants.
I'm glad that you have such a comedic toned mind that you were able to recognize what was happening
Right?
and appreciate it for what was actually going on.
So 2 nights ago, this is the nightmare that I'm getting to. So 2 nights ago, I had 2 dreams.
Was it in the guest room?
No, I was sleeping with my wife,
Okay.
which is very helpful because she wakes me up when I start making noises
Mm-hmm.
because she knows something's happening. So I'm in there. The first dream I don't remember. The only thing, and I just remember this morning when I was talking to her about it, the only thing I remember is somebody was coming up behind me. And when they got to me, my wife started patting me on the back in real life because I was already making noises. God. And I fucking belted so loud that my dogs were scared. Like, she just was trying to wake me up, but in my dream, somebody was grabbing me from behind.
And they just got you.
Yeah, so I don't know how that fucking timing works because that shit happens all the time. You know, you fall in your dream, and then all of a sudden you're about to fall in real life. Like, it's
Right.
Your subconscious mind is so fast that it almost seems like it's predicting the very near future, but it's actually not.
Yeah, so I think it's the other way around, actually. So each one of these experiences becomes so vivid because you get so much time to actually process them.
Yes. Yeah.
So, when I have a dream, which I had a couple weird ones, and we'll probably discuss them on the cast pretty soon.
Oh, just wait till we get to my second dream from that night.
But in the whole span of an 8-hour night, ideally, realistically, it's probably about 5.5, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're asleep and you're experiencing something that seems to take about 2-3 minutes most.
Yeah.
So it's not that those things necessarily happen to coincide at the same time. I sincerely believe that you were experiencing the feeling of being caught for a very long period of time, and then your wife happened to come in at the window.
Yeah.
And startle you awake.
Yeah. See, my theory, I think kind of the opposite of you. My theory is that as my wife was trying to wake me, my dream state was rationalizing what was happening as somebody coming up behind me.
Oh, in the real world?
Yeah, because if you try and remember something, like just like say a sentence and then try and remember you saying that sentence and count the seconds, you can't do it because your brain processes things a lot faster than reality works, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But so that's how I think dreams happen.
Yeah. But that feels right.
Yeah.
That feels
So
like it makes sense.
My second dream I do remember. It's 2 dreams at once. I Inception myself. Yeah. So I start out in the deep dream. So, we'll go like this. Level 1 is me actually being asleep. Level 2 is one dream. And level 3 is the dream that's within the dream. Okay? So my initial memory of the dream that I had was level 3, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't know that I'm dreaming about dreaming, right?
Right.
I'm in a shed in a backyard. It's pouring rain. It's not pitch black. It's like it's almost like there's a blue dusk. It's like a fucking Zack Snyder film. You know what I mean?
That's weird that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board.
And I'm doing something like I'm tearing wood on a fucking table saw or something.
Fuck yeah.
And then this kid walks in, soaking wet. He's like 8 years old. He's half my size, soaking wet, blonde hair, very thin, a tattered white T-shirt, and he's wearing gray sweatpants. And he's just mumbling. He's staring at me, and he's just going. And then another kid comes up behind him with a pointy stick and stabs him through the back, and it comes out his chest.
Okay.
And then immediately I wake up into the level 2. I'm asleep and waking up in my parents' living room. My dad's asleep on the couch, I'm asleep on the floor, and my mom is yelling from her bedroom to stop making that noise. And this is all happening at once. As my mom is yelling that, I'm yelling, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then I start to wake up in real life, yelling out, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And my wife is so concerned with what's happening.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
That dream fucking haunted me all day yesterday.
It seems as though that's like an accurate portrayal of your personality. Because I don't think you intend to like rub anyone the wrong way. And I think when you become aware of it, you're instantly remorseful.
Yeah.
So I feel as though that's you. That's genuinely you, but not colored by any of your experiences or interactions or hierarchies that we establish in our brains.
It's my brain trying to make sense of something. It was so fucking weird. Like,
yeah.
Like, I understand the I'm sorry, because previously in the night, my wife had woken me up because I was making a sound. So to have a dream about my mother telling me to stop making a sound so she can go to sleep makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
What doesn't make sense is the horror film dream that I was having in that dream. So that's the part that fucking haunts me. I mean, it was so fucking vivid.
The Andrew Wong series that you recommended.
No, it was not comedic at all. This kid comes in dripping.
I want to say like a fourth of the things that happen in that series are comedic. It's all like just horror. It's over-explained at times, but it's just absolute horror. It's like the worst thing that you could ever want to even think about.
It was eerie as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is something that
still gives me goosebumps. It would be a fucking Sundance Film Award fucking short film or something. That 3 seconds. It was just so real. Oh, I'm just in a fucking workshop. Kid walks in during a thunderstorm. He's fucking dripping.
Out of his gourd.
He's not speaking English. He's speaking in tongues. And then some other kid, dark hair, just comes in and just stabs him through the back. It comes out his chest. And then I fucking wake up in a different dream.
Yeah.
Oh God, it fucking to see that happen to a child is what fuck it just like, dude. That whole fucking I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I feel like I dissociate a little bit because I see a lot of that type of stuff in anime, and I also watch like '80s Jason Voorhees film. So like, I don't think that I'm the right audience for this because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
feels
I mean,
like
like-
something I've seen so often. If I were to see it in a vivid scope like you did, that'd probably do something to me.
Yeah, because I like my
But
favorite.
being secondhand,
Yeah.
like just hearing it from you, I just can't, for some reason, I just can't put myself in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite horror film is The Ritual. It's a movie on Netflix. It's a low budget
Ooh.
film. Have you ever seen it?
No, but I may need to watch it.
Dude.
I've been looking for a horror film.
Have you ever seen the movie Midsummer?
No, that doesn't even sound like a horror film.
Oh, dude, it's not necessarily a horror film. It's a I'm just gonna go kill myself now after you watch it type film. Like it's just like so upsetting is the only way I can describe Midsummer. The Ritual is a horror thriller type film in the woods in Nordic country.
Okay. Would you mind texting that to me, actually? Because
Yeah.
I sincerely want to watch it.
It's my favorite film.
That's that's very impressive.
It's
If
the
it's going to
first,
take that slot.
It's the first film that I've seen that, first of all, I've watched it twice in a span of a week just because I
Damn.
wanted to show a friend that came over.
And you were like still engrossed in the film when showing it?
Yeah, it was just, it's good. Yeah.
I forget the name of the guy, but he's like some writer that moved. Ethan Hawke, something like that. I don't remember the freaking dude's name is, but I guess one of his kids gets haunted or something.
Ethan Hawke is an actor.
Yeah, it's Ethan Hawke. I never thought about Ethan Hawke as a dude, but when I saw him, I instantly recognized that, hey, this is an actor I've seen before. I ended up liking that.
For a long time, I'd see him, and like I knew the name Ethan Hawke, but I didn't know who the fuck that was.
Right. That's exactly
what
what
I'm
I'm talking
saying,
about.
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I never associated the name Ethan Hawke to this dude's face, but I know that dude's
Yeah.
face is a famous actor's face.
Yeah. I wanted to correlate Midsummer to the dream that I had, or not Midsummer, The Ritual to the dream I had, just the way the violence portrays in that movie.
Okay.
But that's all I'm going to say. Since you're going to watch it, I won't give anything else away. It's just like the feeling you get when you watch The Ritual is the feeling I had when I watched that movie, or when I had that dream.
Okay.
Or at least
Yeah.
the feeling that movie is trying to give you. It may not affect you the same way, but you can see what's you can see what it's trying to give you.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man.
For that to be in your dream, maybe that means that you attached
I need to get a
some part
hold
of
of
your
Leo.
identity to it a little too well.
I need to get a hold of Leo. See if
DiCaprio?
my top's still spinning.
Oh, then is that an Inception joke?
You never seen that movie?
No.
What the fuck are you?
I exist in small pockets of extreme knowledge of very obscure things. And I hope that makes sense.
I love that. That is the perfect.
The cock of the microphone just like went right for your chin.
That is like the perfect way to describe you.
Yeah. If you want to ask me
The
about
entire
some book that
Coheed
most
and Cambria lore, get drunk first.
yeah. And then I will tell you that you can't possibly comprehend it for 2 hours and you'll get pissed off and I'll be disheartened. Because it's that deep for no reason.
I still like when I go on my YouTube Music, and I just shuffle the songs.
Mm-hmm.
There's still fucking Coheed songs that come up because of how often I listened to them for that short period of time.
I'm glad.
There's
a song called Crossing the Frame by them that's so refreshing to me for some reason.
I don't care.
I can't put words to it. It's just nice to hear it.
It's not.
Yeah, for you. And it pleases me that somebody could possibly stroll by you when you're listening to that and Shazam it and then be like opened up to the chaos and
Nobody's
mayhem that
Shazamming
is-
that. First of all, nobody uses Shazam.
what do they use? I use
Google.
Shazam on the regular.
You have an Android.
What do you mean?
Pull out your phone, you dumb motherfucker.
I will piss in your house. I will leave our studio, find your domicile, and I will micturate in your house. It's your job to figure out where. Okay, I'm on Google. Just
Okay.
hit the microphone.
Yes.
Are we gonna get copyrighted for this?
No, all you have to do is hit the microphone when a song is playing.
There's no song playing.
I know, but that's all. That literally you hit the microphone when a song is playing, and it'll pull the song up.
Dude,
It
should we
builds-
try to like make a song pop up on this?
No, because we could get copyrighted. It's literally.
see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche,
Will you do the fandango?
thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Our poor rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody pulled up.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, like, this is incredible.
You use
Over the-
Shazam.
So this is like tearing away the veil. But we've recorded 2 episodes over this one time span. Episode 2 and 3 of season 2, 18 and 19 respectively. And I've learned so much about the app features of Android stuff.
And guess what? Just you can also do that with Siri.
I'll kill you in your sleep.
The fact that you've had an Android and you didn't know that.
For so long.
Literally, you've never hit the microphone and gone, "Hey, what song is this?" And then it just goes, "I'll tell you."
Not even once.
You're an idiot. You literally open up the Shazam app on your phone.
I am a concentrated pocket
Snapchat has that fucking feature.
of extreme information about very few things. And that's it.
God, you're so
I'm that weird kid that knows all the dinosaurs in their time span and that they didn't actually exist at the same type or same time span of fucking T-Rexes. That's me. That's me. I'm that
Dude,
kid.
my older brother was obsessed with dinos.
I wasn't actually
You're
obsessed
living
with
in the
dinos.
past.
This is an example. I was that weird kid. If
Living
you want
in the past, man.
if you want those pockets of info, I'm your guy. But you're gonna have to dig deep to find the obscure information I actually do have. Because I'm not even where I have it. I just will be able to regurgitate
we don't dig
it.
deep. Digging deep was the first 2 episodes of this season.
Yeah, we don't do that shit.
So now it's time.
Be pedantic as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, I know you don't have to bleep it, but do it. I want to make you earn your keep.
Bleep what? Fuck?
Bleep that too.
And just the whole fucking time we just said canceled words that even black people can't say.
Hey, bleep the word he said before people. Sorry, Jake.
He's not gonna do that shit.
Yeah, I don't know how to interpret that dream. Short story. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a PhD, a master's, or even associates.
I'm seeing my therapist on the 30th, so we'll be okay.
It's his job to
I think I need to
sort that shit show
I need
out.
to level up and go see an actual psychologist. Like, I don't know if a counselor,
What's the hierarchy on that?
like a
So it's
therapist is a
counsel-
master's degree.
Where's a psychiatrist in this?
Psychiatrist
Is it psychologist, then psychiatrist?
Psychiatrist is a medical degree. So psychologist is a bachelor of science in psychology, or
Okay.
sorry, a doctorate in science, a PhD. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Therapist is a
Counselor. So wait, no, let's start from the bottom.
counselor and therapist are interchangeable,
Okay.
and
Good
that
to
is a
know.
master's degree in.
So you still have to have a degree for that,
Most practicing psych or therapists have a degree.
but it's not necessarily required.
Yes, my brother has his master's in psychology.
But he has a much more lucrative job
Yes,
opportunity.
so he's
and
never
it's
going to
separate.
use it.
Yeah. Okay.
So a psychologist, when you go see a psychologist, that is a PhD.
Okay.
So they can do everything a doctor can without prescribing the medication. So they can diagnose you with an illness,
and they still have a PhD. They're
and they
still
have
a doctor.
the PhD. Yes. But a psychiatrist is an MD
A medical doctor, ladies
in
and gentlemen.
psychology.
Okay.
So they can prescribe medication. That's the difference.
You heard it here.
You want
probably
to know
fourth.
why I know? Because I seen all them.
Oh,
Right now I'm seeing level 1 again.
that's good. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, you know,
right?
you got to
This is New Game Plus for you.
Yeah, you prestige. Hey, we don't New Game Plus shit. I'm still in Black Ops 1. You prestige.
Blops.
New Game Plus. You fucking.
I'm a Nintendo boy. That's what we do.
Nah, it's the only New Game Plus I know of is The Witcher. That's how
I've
that
never
works.
played that.
Dude.
There's so many games I've never played.
Dude.
Guys, like and subscribe, and then we'll start a Let's Play
like
channel.
50 hours in The Witcher before I was like, this is going to be another Skyrim. I got to stop. Because there was one time I was playing Skyrim. Okay, so we had a PlayStation 3, so I had to wait, and it was me and my two brothers. I had to wait my turn. So when I got my turn, I fucking played. And then there was one day, I was probably like a freshman in high school. I started playing at 7:30 on a Friday night.
And didn't stop till when?
The next time I looked at the clock, it was 9 a.m.
When?
The next day.
That's so impressive. I was thinking it was going to be Sunday for some reason.
No.
I thought you were going to lose your fucking mind.
And that I saw the clock and I was like, no.
We still got
I
more time.
deleted all my save history. I put the controller down. I was like, I cannot do
You
this.
can't afford to lose your life in this.
Oh, dude, because I'm so fucking, I get addicted quick. I mean, when we were in quarantine, I put 20 hours in Subnautica in like 3 days.
Good grief.
And there's nothing in that game.
Don't say that.
No, I mean, there's literally, like, it's not like
it's a grand expanse.
Yeah,
but it's an
grand
experience.
But there's no, like...
It's an experience.
It's an experience. There's nothing like that. There's not like
a landmark because there's no land.
It's Minecraft. It's Minecraft, but in the water with better graphics. Like, it's the same type of shit. It's not like Skyrim where you're trying to progress through a whole bunch of different stories. It's one story, and it's not even like a big story. You're really just trying to collect shit and look at shit.
And not go hungry.
And I put 20 hours in that in like 3 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's how fucking addicted I can get to video games.
Don't minimize their efforts.
Yeah.
It's a cool game.
Oh, Subnautica's fucking great. There's a reason I put 20 hours in it.
I feel like you'd put 20 hours in Mario Brothers if you didn't have to jump.
No, I don't like Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I know. And the ladies and gentlemen will know. Probably by this point. They'll know.
God, if it's not up by now.
If it's not up by now, we should probably just abort that task.
Yeah, we abort that for you just real quick. Get the hanger. Oh, God.
So, okay, let's go ahead and jump into our next topic. Pizza. What's your pizza order? What's your go-to pizza order?
So, it actually depends on where we're going.
You know what? I need your generalization. Cast the wide net. Tell me what you're ordering. You and your wife. Okay.
But that's because that's what's relatively good, relatively everywhere.
Yeah, it's a safe option.
Right.
So if you want to get a little bit frisky, what do you go to?
Again, it depends.
If you
if
can
we're
trust
going
the
to
quality
All American,
yeah,
which I get sausage. Their sausage pizza is the best.
It's really fucking good.
It's so good.
That's true.
Going to Hideaway, I'm getting the Boz. Because that's got everything you want on it. And if you don't want it, you just fucking pick the shit off.
And that's the exact segue I was needing to this. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get a group pizza order, unless you're vegetarian vegan, which you shouldn't be even eating a cheese anyway, don't be picky with your toppings. Why be picky when you can literally just pick them off of your slice of pizza? You have the option of choosing exactly what you want by removing the slices. Yeah, you may get a little bit of pep oil. I get that. It may be inconvenient. But you can literally just pull off the toppings you want. If you're not a fan of black olives, they're black. You're going to see them through the translucent mozzarella.
Okay,
you have the option of removing that topping.
My only suggestion would be that you do not order jalapenos on your pizza if you're ordering for a group of people.
That's fair. I think that's the fair compromise right there. Because the residual spice is going to be there regardless of the presence of a jalapeno.
Because I specifically order pizza, like the Boz has jalapenos, and that's my favorite part of the Boz from Hideaway.
Yeah.
But I pick them off.
In fairness,
because I don't like the amount of spice that comes with the jalapenos when they're on, but I like the amount of spice that is on the pizza when you pick them off.
yeah, when we had our, I'm gonna call it a luncheon because that when we had our luncheon, and Hideaway was going to be the provider for that. You did ask me if I cared about jalapenos. I looked at you with a look of disgust.
Because you're darker than I am, which means your taste buds absorb less flavor because they have a darker coating on them.
So, like understandably, I was like insulted to some degree, not because of my hue, but I believe that you've been around me long enough to see some of the things that I've eaten and the spice level associated with them.
That's true. Well, in my defense, I really don't care or pay attention to, like, when it's an individual situation, like any type of past thought or past experience does not really incorporate. I'm really distracted.
Yeah.
Right now.
And that's one of the things that I
need to
also
change the
don't take
subject.
into account.
How'd you get that scar on your eyebrow?
Which one?
The one that's cutting your eyebrow.
Left or right? If you look closely, they're both cut in almost the same spot.
Okay, the one that's bigger. It's on your right.
That one. I was moonlighting for the OKC gun show because I'm close family members. I'm family members with the people who run the gun show, not by blood.
Is that like a stripper thing? Just male stripper, like fucking convention gun show?
I mean, look at me.
Yeah. Yeah. You are attractive to a specific
A very
group of
specific.
women.
A very niche.
Yeah.
No.
And they're all white.
So, when dude, sad truth. I have tried to
You're not
engage
accepted among any fucking
anyone
groups of people.
anyone else.
That is your plight.
It's so true. It's scarily accurate. I have talked to Hispanic chicks, black chicks, mixed chicks. By mixed, I mean specifically black and white chicks because we don't have a very diverse group. Haven't had the courage to talk to an Asian chick for some reason. But I've talked to all of them, and the only ones that have been receptive are white. So it's not by fault of my
It's by
those are the
fault
only
of your,
one.
It's by
that would
fault
talk
of
to
your
me.
skin.
Maybe, I don't know.
Man, that sucks.
I'm
I'm attractive to everybody.
Yeah, different people. There can be
so attractive
genuinely
to
attractive
everybody.
people.
I mean, like, I
In
am the
every
hottest
group.
person I know. So, like, my plight is
They
I
jerk
have
it to your reflection.
yeah, like, my plight is, like, first of all,
she doesn't look enough like me.
Yeah, first of all, I can't look in the mirror because I get a huge boner, and that's embarrassing.
And you pass out from the
And
amount
then
of blood
also,
loss.
I'm just constantly having to let chicks down. You know, tell them, no, I'm sorry, I'm taken. Because every day, it's just one after the other. You know, I mean,
slapping them away. That's what the backhand's for.
yeah,
To give the forehand a release.
it's the pubes on my head.
Yeah,
The
that's
head
exactly
on my
what
shoulders.
it is. Yeah,
The pubes on my penis head. I don't talk about.
you keep
those.
them well groomed though.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Those ones are pretty. You keep them under 2 inches,
Mm.
and I respect that.
Yeah.
So no, any of my advances have been almost immediately shot down by anyone of any other ethnicity than white. I don't know why. I don't.
Specifically metal white. White
Maybe.
chicks that are into metal.
Maybe it's probably what it is. What were we talking about previously?
The
yeah,
scar.
Yeah, the scar. Okay.
Fuck pizza. I want to know what happened to your eyebrow. It distracted me.
Yeah.
Even though it's been on there for longer than I've known you.
For the pizza topic, grow up. And if you're that choosy about pizza toppings, get a different food.
Choosy moms choose Jif.
And adults choose pepperoni. Like
I don't even know
adults.
if that's the fucking slogan.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, Jif.
So, the scar on my right eyebrow, I was moonlighting for the OKC gun show. And I don't tell my name to anyone there, so it doesn't matter. But when I was working for them, the way that they have their payment set up, you get paid for the job. So you show up for the first setting up of the tables, and then you show up for the tear down of the tables.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday night at midnight, as it's rolling over to Friday. You show up, you unload a bunch of trailers filled with tables that they use to display the firearms. Sunday, you show up at 4 o'clock, and then you wait for the vendors to pull all of their product off of the tables, and then you load the tables into the trailers. It's not a paid by hour gig.
Okay.
It's a paid for the job gig, which is totally legal. The crew that I was working with was much more lax than I am myself. And you being a coworker of mine, you know what type of employee I am.
Yeah, lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, so I want to get as much work done in as short a time as possible. So hey Jake, go ahead and like bleep what I'm saying out right now, but I want you to like bleep out the lazy piece of shit to make it sound like Russell said something crazy. Okay, back to the story. So we get paid by the job. We don't get paid per hour. So I was trying to hurry up and get out of there because I had other things that I wanted to do with my Sunday evening. And this was before I had to go to sleep for work at like 9 p.m. because we work so early. I was rushing because I'm a very lead by example type person. And
you're so humble.
I don't know what that means. And I don't know what led you to that.
I was being sarcastic.
So I can't expect anybody else to bust their ass unless I'm busting my ass myself.
Yeah, you're just a hard worker.
I am, and that makes me sad because I don't think there are going to be fruits from it.
No, because, it's the South.
So I'm throwing tables inside trailers, stacking them up nice and neat, moving some serious plastic/metal, and on the occasion wood.
You move some serious wood?
I can move some wood.
Sirius Black is moving some serious wood.
So
it's a Harry Potter joke.
So to load the next trailer, the next empty trailer onto the truck so we can bring it into the building to load the tables into it, we have to jack it up because the tongue of the trailer is lower than the ball hitch.
That sounded so gross, and it's not.
It really isn't.
The tongue of that trailer is so low, it's so much lower than that ball hitch.
So
get a load of that ball hitch.
It's a handsome ball hitch. So
it's a big ball hitch. So what was that, 3/4 ton?
It looks like a 2-incher. 2-inch ball. So anyhow, I am adjusting the height of the tongue using the jack that we have. It's just a floor jack that you'd use to jack up your car. And the handle on the jack normally will have a securing screw that will lock the handle into the body of the jack itself because they're removable. And that securing screw is never used. And this is all through the fault of my own.
That's laziness.
I won't sue the OKC Gun Show production or the production crew. They took care of me
well, that's 'cause you
in
don't have
every way that
rights.
they could. I mean, I do. I absolutely do.
Wait, what year is it?
I hope it's past the statute of limitations because I have no intention of ever
cancel the.
Don't say that, please.
He's fine. He looks a little more manlier than his twink self because of this scar.
I needed that.
We still haven't gotten to.
So upon jacking up the trailer, I was throwing tables into trailers.
Jesus
with
Christ,
high level intensity.
You're jacking up ball hitches with some guy named Taylor?
Yeah, that too.
Fuck,
I was dragging my balls in Taylor. So, anyhow, I was throwing tables in with a high level of intensity. I was moving very quickly to establish a pace that I was more comfortable with. Because, again, not paid by hour.
You don't want to come
too
soon.
We need to come and we need to leave. We need to toss the towel on her stomach and let her fucking sort that shit out.
Your girl's on her way home.
I only used half my nut. So I was moving pretty quick. The handle of the jack was not secured into the body of the jack by the set screw that you use to hold it in place. And so I ended up pulling the handle of the jack out of the jack body, and I bashed myself right there on the face.
Dude.
I didn't realize that I was hit as hard as I was. I just had my bell rung, and which, I mean, at that point, I'm not stroking myself when I say this. I've been doing martial arts for a long enough time to be able to respond pretty well to just getting clocked and just walk away from it, because it's just like it's just part of
fucking
life.
your head bleeds so fucking much too.
And
You don't even realize it is.
Yeah, I didn't realize to what degree I was hit. So I put the jack back inside the body of the jack, or the jack handle back inside the jack, and I continued to jack up the trailer, and everyone around me was like telling everybody else to step back. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, let's take this seriously now. Let's move and let's get these tables put up so we can go home. And they were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, it clocked me pretty good, but I'm fine. Let's get this loaded and move. And like, no, you need to stop. And like, one of the few people that I trust with my life, with probably the life of my offspring and my wife, he put his hand in my way, knowing how pissed off I would get if he did that. He did that. And so I knew it was serious, because he's one of the few people in my circle that I would let stop me or slow me down in that situation. Is like, no, are you okay? Like, he stopped and he reiterated that question. And I was like, what do you mean? And after I had asked, what do you mean? I had seen a flood of red go over my right eye. And I tasted just that metallic taste, that like coppery, gross, irony taste. And I like spit. And I it's not because my mouth was full that I spit. I just instinctually spit. And then I just saw what they were talking about. And that's when I realized I had gashed open that eyebrow.
Yeah.
It was just done.
Yeah,
and
it was warm enough outside that the blood you didn't notice because you were sweating.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. The tables are pretty heavy. I'm not being a bitch when I say that. They were in excess of probably 45 pounds, but that stretched across 4 by fucking 8 feet, whatever that ends up being. So I was sweating pretty good. I saw the red. I spit out the red. They asked me on several separate occasions, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And they said, you need to go to the hospital. It wasn't, you need to go to the bathroom and get cleaned up. It was, you need to go to the hospital. It turns out they were staring at the muscle and the sinew inside my face. And they were also looking at my skull. I didn't realize it at the time. And by the time that I'd gone to the bathroom, fortunately, the blood had covered my skull, because I don't know how I would have responded had I seen that. But I just saw like muscle. And when you see just exposed muscle, it's a different feeling. I don't know if it's as extreme as if you see exposed bone.
I got a bone to expose. So I have
when I'd gone to the bathroom and I checked in the mirror, I was trying to wash it up as best as I can. But like, part of me knew that immediately it was serious. Yeah. It was pretty serious. So I had enough time to process the severity of the situation to where I was comfortable seeing the bone. At that point, I went ahead and just like toweled it off. And then my friend, having the foresight or the lack of social awareness that he did, the same friend that stopped me, by the way, he took a picture of it. So there's a picture floating around somewhere of the injury. And it's gruesome.
Nice.
It's not safe for work. It will cause your stomach to turn. We ended up going to the emergency room. They did enough tests to cost me in excess of $2,300, $2,500 with insurance. Then they sent me to urgent care, which is backwards, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I take that back. I went to urgent care first because it was the most financially responsible option.
And they sent you to the emergency room.
Yeah. They stitched me up, stapled me up. And they said, realistically, we don't have the capacity to care for you in the care that we sincerely believe that you require. You need to go to the emergency room. And the people there, they paid the out-of-pocket cost for me to go to urgent care. They just shouldered it. He didn't ask any questions. The guy who owned the gun show, he just out of his own pocket, he just paid it. No questions asked. He didn't care if insurance was going to dispute it. He didn't give a shit. He just paid out of pocket. He's like, get him taken care of so we can move on. So when I say, like, I'm family with the people who own the gun show, I mean that with all sincerity.
Yeah.
Because they didn't care about money at that point. They were like, is this guy going to be okay? So they sent me off to the emergency room. The emergency room ran the test. They didn't actually take the bandage off of the wound when I got transferred from the urgent care to them, which ticked me off. Because when I see a bill like that, my Hebrew self needs to see some actual tests and work being done. Jake, you might use your discretion. Bleep that out if you need to.
Jake could
definitely bleep that out. Anyhow, I got paid. I got the opportunity to pay $2,600 or whatever it ended up being to the emergency room after the urgent care visit because of that. So TLDR,
it's kind of too late for that.
Yeah, I rushed jacking up a trailer, and I bashed a bar into my face with the full might of my body.
Have you ever tried to remove a T-post from the ground with a floor jack and a pry bar?
Not even once.
I did.
How'd that go?
So, like, my grandma was having me remove some posts because there was a fence that was busted in her pasture.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a post remover that I could find, which is kind of like a floor jack, but it's got
How hard did you even look, first of all?
Oh, I dug through the fucking shop. I was looking. She said we had one. I couldn't find it. So I grabbed the floor jack. I grabbed a pry bar. And you know how the T-posts have, like, the teeth on them, right?
Yeah.
So
they're kind of like shark fin looking things.
Yeah, so I wedged the pry bar on the floor, on the lifter of the floor jack, and then underneath one of the teeth, and I start cranking.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's making progress, and that T-post is kind of bending forward.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then it slips. It hits me right in the fucking dome.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know how many newtons fucking hit me in the face that day.
I want to translate that into joules because that's hilarious.
Because it
clocked you pretty good.
I literally, like in.
Did you taste a different color?
Yeah,
when it hit you?
In like war movies, after an explosion, there's that
the ringing.
That I had that.
Yep.
And I didn't bleed instantly, and I also had a, what a shamag is?
Is that I don't want to say the word. Is that a bandana for
Islam?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Middle Eastern head wrap.
Yeah.
A lot of like military use it because it's very versatile.
It's efficient.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an efficient piece of cloth.
I use it to keep the sun off of my neck and also keep a shade over my eyes.
I didn't want to say it in a manner that would not be well received because I feel like it's so easy to do that.
So I was it
was absorbing a good bit of blood.
Well, not even like a split second, hits me in the face, kind of stumble back, and then immediately I just I just can't see out of my left eye. I was like, oh shit, and I pulled the shamag off my head and I put it over that. I still have it. I don't know where it is, but it's a dark enough green that you can't necessarily tell all the blood that's on it unless there's where the blood starts.
You have to like open it up a little bit.
Dude. But I didn't go to the emergency room. I just super glued that shit shut.
Isn't it weird how like into the moment you still are? How much of it, like, you don't feel like it's as urgent an issue as it should be?
Well, it's your fight or flight. You're like, well, this happened. I need to get something figured out.
Yeah.
And that shows you in those instances where you have like, I wouldn't call it a crisis, but you have a crisis-like moment. Those instances show you
how we've evolved as a species.
It can show you the shortcomings in your personal growth as a human and what you need to fix in yourself. Because if you freeze in that moment, when your kid is getting mugged right next to you on fucking down in fucking Bricktown, that kid's gonna die.
Yeah.
So you need to fix that shit. You know what I mean? It's those little tiny crisis moments that can teach you either you're probably in a good spot, or you need to fix some stuff about yourself. Go fucking do some jujitsu or something. But I was surprised at how quickly I acted. I saw the blood. I mean, I noticed, like, I can't see, it's blood, cover it, and I just slow walked it back into the house.
Yeah. I mean, running is not going to fix shit.
No. So
it's just going to cause sweat. It's going to sting, and then your heart rate's going to increase, making the situation worse.
I didn't even take a second to see how deep the gash was, but I know it was pretty deep because when I put my finger on it, I felt my skull. So I'm like, it's bad. But the scar, it's weird. It happened like right above my hairline. That's what, when you were telling the story, I was feeling for a skull or a scar. I felt the skull when it happened. I was feeling for a scar, and I can't find one. But I know it was like right above my hairline.
Yeah.
But my fucking skull's weird. I have a different scar from when I was 3, and I cracked my head open on a fucking spaceship.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I dove off of my couch onto a toy X-Wing fighter and split my fucking head open.
You got an X-Wing as a 3-year-old?
It was my dad's.
Okay. All right.
He had it when he was a kid.
That's fucking
we had
badass.
it when we were kids. Yeah.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's weird. It's
the
somewhat
head
comforting
bleeds
to know.
quite a bit.
Too much.
Yeah, there's
in
too
my
much
opinion.
blood on top of your head for it to be that fucking thin.
I think as human beings, we rely on facial and body language, like facial expressions and body language, to communicate so much, and we rely on communication to such a high degree that the brain rewarded.
Do you have the skull knot in the back of your head?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I mean, we're gonna, after we're done recording, we're gonna have a discussion with my wife because she thinks it's weird.
It's normal.
It's a male thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I can't say that with certainty because males are usually the ones who go bald, so it becomes
That's
more
true,
apparent on them. That's not exactly a good sample. I mean, and I don't know how many people are going to just outwardly express the fact that
mine's
they have that.
fucking like, I mean, if it weren't so hard, I think it was cancer.
Like it's definitely skull.
It's almost like it's a different fucking thing growing through my skull. Like, it's so fucking like,
it's aggressive.
Yeah, man.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, my little brother, the reason I was comfortable asking you that question, because I would know that either I know that I'm right, that it's not abnormal, because, well, maybe it is, because maybe my parents are fucking brothers or brother and sister or something. Because, like, one day after my wife and I, because my wife felt it, like, for the first time one time, she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like,
"It's a skull." What do you mean?
I was so confused, and then I reached behind her head, and I was like, "Oh shit." She don't have that. Like, I was like, everybody's got that. That's how the skull is. And so I was like, oh shit. But then my brother came over, my little brother, and I didn't even say anything. I just one time went up to him and I like kind of faced him and I just reached around the back of his head and I just felt the back of his head.
Like, next time we see Jake after he hears this, he's gonna like seductively reach behind me. I'm not gonna be prepared for it. And be like, is this a sexual advance? Do we need to go to HR department?
Yeah, and both of my brothers have it. But again, maybe my parents are brother and sister. So
right.
But yeah, no, skulls are fucking weird. They start really off as not one thing, and then they turn into one thing.
It's already not fair that like 2/3 of our gender go bald, or 2/3 of our sex. I don't know what the appropriate term is. Go bald, but for the fact that happens, but also to be coupled with the strong chance that you're gonna have a weird shaped skull, just isn't fair.
Did we evolve too far?
Probably,
because like monkeys don't have alopecia.
Yeah, they do.
But like, okay, not in
66% of the population.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you go to the fucking Congo. If monkeys like
get bald,
if it was like normal, like you'd go into the Congo and you'd see a fucking naked ape, right?
Right.
It's not, but like we evolved so far that we don't need the hair all over our bodies, just the top of our head, just fucking all the the important parts that need to regulate temperature. And then one day our body goes, no, you don't need any of that. You just evolved just a little bit more.
I think that's an evolution. I mean, like the people who get bald, this is a theory, a game theory. But I think that people that get bald get so insecure that they make so much money that they become attractive because they're financed.
And then they cheat on their wife, and then they give
And
their
then they
wife...
have more sex with more people and then have more kids
Yeah,
that
and
are
then-
legitimate or otherwise.
Yeah, they own a multi-billion-dollar e-commerce empire, and then they cheat on their wife, and then their wife divorces them, and their wife becomes the richest woman in the world overnight, and then she marries a school teacher.
And then I use their service to get a ice cube maker into my house within 2 days, or my money back.
I can't remember her name, but Bezos' wife, that school teacher's the luckiest man alive.
That's so gross. It's probably accurate. I thought she was beautiful the last time I'd seen her.
I'm sure. I'm saying, like, he is a school teacher, and now he's a fucking billionaire.
You're talking about Bezos or the lady?
The lady's husband. She remarried. Bezos' ex-wife remarried just recently.
Okay, and married a school teacher.
He married...
Okay, I thought that she had a sex change and then became a he.
Oh, no.
This is but you know what? This is where we're at as a society.
Yeah, we're so fucking confused.
Where, like, because I don't keep up with the news,
You gotta
I
get
have
every
to
detail
reach.
to understand. Yeah.
I have to reach so hard. And, you know, if you have the money to do that and it doesn't impact you negatively, like if it doesn't drive you into bankruptcy to be able to switch your sex, go for it. I don't care. I really don't care.
If you're not a child,
Also,
I will
if
take
you're
that
not
stance.
also if you're not a child.
If you're
Can we
letting your
let
child
people-
be on puberty blockers, you should go to jail.
Yeah, like I would prefer that people let their kids grow up, find their sense of identity, because if you're letting kids take those types of drugs before they have their sense of identity, that's dangerous.
Let's not go
That's
deep
scary.
again. I wanted to get into the fact that this school teacher is an overnight billionaire, and he looks like fucking Steven Crowder with alopecia.
Yeah.
No, like, and this chick is like fucking Mother Teresa. All the money that she won from that divorce, she's just given to charities.
I respect the fuck out of that.
And that guy just gets, he has absolute, so like, you know,
He has so much money that $1 billion mansion.
the best part about
Makes sense.
about her relationship with him is like, you know, when you have a relation as a guy, if the woman makes more money than you or all the money, you feel guilty spending that money on cool shit, right? I mean, naturally,
Absolutely.
and it goes the same way if you're the
My
the
NSX
woman.
needs to be funded by my sweat.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I mean,
it doesn't drive
if
right.
If you're the wife and the husband makes all the money, the wife may naturally feel like, oh, this isn't my money. It's not fucking her money either. It's her
Right.
ex-husband's money, so they do whatever the fuck they want with it and just like stick it to him. That is the best fucking relationship ever.
And like the tabloids have a responsibility to report on it, so it's not that they're trying to fucking put a spotlight on it.
But you know they still fucking use Amazon.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Are you telling me you wouldn't pay for that convenience?
Oh, I know.
I'm above that at that point. At $1 billion, I'm above almost everything. At $1 billion, I'm like, I don't care. Like,
wait, maybe they're using Alibaba.
no, absolutely not. I would pay the extra $3 for the convenience of the no language barrier. If I want to dispute something with the seller, it's going to be in my native tongue and theirs.
Oh man, dude, she is just like the best thing to happen to fucking just culture.
It's like pulling your ball sack over your face.
She married her kid's teacher and made him a billionaire.
Yeah.
She put a ring on that shit. If that's not fucking women empowerment, I don't know what the fuck is.
And this is an applause to that.
Golf clap.
Well done.
We don't fully applaud women here. We
We don't even fully applaud ourselves.
I've never patted myself on the back once.
I've never stroked my penis once. I always do it at least twice. All right. Keep it weird,
Don't
guys.
fucking... We're for science.
Oh, God. You saved us. You saved us so hard. You saved the fucking show. Okay. This is the only reason we, like, actually started another episode. Okay. This week's for science. So for science, your Pikachus are going to be the test subject.
My balls or my feet?
Your shoes, your boots that you hate. They're boots that you've had since your employment at our workplace.
The boots I've had since I was in high school, you mean?
Probably that too.
That's what they are.
Well, they're going to get a chance. They're going to get a fighting chance. This should be a full can, but I don't know that it is. I can't say with any full confidence that it is. The can that we're speaking of is Shoe Refresher Spray by Arm & Hammer.
I'm glad it's not from Army Hammer. That man's a cannibal.
He's fucking weird.
Actually, we probably shouldn't talk about that anymore because now he's actually been officially accused of rape. So,
Uh-oh.
we'll
Okay.
see what happens.
Segue. Skirt.
I think that's the first one we can go. Yeah, probably.
So this spray, over the course of a week and a half, depending on when we get together, I'm going to say it's a week. Over 7 days, you need to use this before and after your shift at place of employment. And we need to have a baseline scent on the gross level from 1 to 10. 1 being, I might consider liking this, to 10 being, I might vomit.
All right.
We need to see over the course of a week of consistent use twice a day.
Okay.
Even on Saturdays and Sundays when you're not working.
You want a baseline right now?
You need to spray 9 a.m. to fucking whenever.
We're going to baseline this. Phil for a second.
Yeah. So we're going to test the efficacy of this product by Arm & Hammer. Again, we're not being paid. We're not being endorsed by this product. I just think that me and Russ need to get our shit together. And if this is going to be something that enriches our lives for the better, I sincerely think we need to know about it. And our listeners that have buckled in with us, they've strapped in for the whole process, they need to be privy to this as well. This is this week's for science. Arm & Hammer, the standard of purity, that has some connotations I'm not entirely comfortable with. The Odor Defense Shoe Refresher Spray. Sweat activated odor control, so that's going to give the legitimacy, that's not a word, legitimacy behind our process.
All right, let's get a baseline. I got my boot in here.
So between a 1 and a 10, go ahead and get a good whiff of that.
Oh, I don't have a sense of smell.
I don't give a shit. I'm not going to smell this by myself.
You will smell it with me? Okay.
That was aggressive. That was an aggressive whiff.
See, I can smell it. It just smells like bad feet to me. You need to smell it to tell me.
That's a 5 or a 6. Like, I can tell that you tried something in there at one point.
Probably 1 point.
Yeah.
But, like, also, they've dried since I took them off
That
today.
is a good point. That is a good point. A warm fragrance is going to be more aggressive.
Maybe, how about we start this on Monday?
Nope.
Because on
It
Monday,
starts now.
well, I'm saying on Monday, I'll fucking get them wet with my feet. And then since we'll be together on Monday, I'll take it off and make you sniff it.
No, you won't.
And you can take...
I'm not going to sniff your boot.
Especially at work.
What is he doing over
It's fucking...
Let's start your first dose today. So what you're going to do is you're going to press it into the heel. It sprays upside down. God bless. You left a fucking sock in there. So you're going to press it down with the can upside down. And you're going to rotate it about 12 degrees as it's at the heel. And it's going to hit the toes.
So I press it at the heel.
Nope. Point it toward the toes. Point the nozzle toward the toe. And you're going to sweep from the left part to the right part.
Or just across the toe.
Correct. Good. That's more than plenty. And you go ahead and hit the other one. And you should... It's not like a great smell. It's also not a bad smell.
It smells like my dogs.
But I think...
No, the actual boot. I can't smell stuff very well, so...
But you're going to go over the course of a week, and you're going to see if this actually improves the smell. So we're locked in at a 5. It's not nearly as aggressive as I thought it was going to be. That's 3. That's a 3 right there.
You should smell my socks when I haven't done laundry in a while.
Hard pass, especially knowing what your laundry room has been through.
Dude, you don't know poverty until you wear the same pair of socks for 5 days straight.
You don't know laziness until you buy a new pack of underwear instead of washing.
I did that 2 days ago. Because
My
I still haven't
fucking boy.
gotten I still haven't got my laundry key. Because every time I come home, the people aren't there for me to get it, so I haven't been able to do laundry since that shit happened.
God bless.
So I
Fucking stare saga continues.
Yeah. So I literally bought new socks, new underwear, just so I can get through this week, and hopefully I can get it. But
First
I'm
world
serious.
problems.
Like, you don't know poverty or the inability to do your laundry until you wake up in the morning to get dressed and you sift through your dirty laundry for the least crusty pair of socks, and they ain't crusty because of cum.
Papa bless. That is rough. That's a rough existence.
Yeah. I started wearing my wife's socks for a little bit. She doesn't know that.
Let's take this one to our grave.
That's what that one that was in there was.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make her wear that.
It makes me feel uncomfortable that I sniffed your wife's foot to some like.
No,
it's
I
like
don't think
5
she ever.
degrees
They were
removed.
new, and they were new.
I
She
hope
never
so.
wore them.
Don't put me in that spot.
I'll make you sniff them later. We gotta go talk about my wife's head to her face.
All right, love you guys.
I love you,
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Keep it weird.
booby.
Bye.